After blessing the spot in entirety, Bhagwan's hand now swiftly moved in circles in the air, and what emerged was a shining, resplendent, golden statue of a majestic Hanuman holding the Sanjeevani hill. Swami showed this to the engineers and the sculptors, and Swami said, "Make the Hanuman statue exactly like this." It was 3.5 inches in height, a lovely masterpiece. It was a life-changing moment for everyone involved. Even as everyone was in awe, looking at the new Hanuman from heaven, the engineers became a worried lot. They wondered, what will happen to all the plans and drawings that we have done till now? What happens to all the materials that have already been bought? Do we have to do all this all over again? Where is the time to do this again? So with trepidation in their hearts, the engineer and the sculptor carefully examined the new Hanuman, and as they did this, their tensions transformed into celebrations because they found that the new Hanuman was actually stronger and sturdier from the point of view of engineering. For instance, both the legs of the new Hanuman were in one line, and that meant the statue would be sturdier. Secondly, the tail of the Hanuman was now not on the ground but raised up, and it gave it a valorous feel. Finally, when Nilayam went back to the drawing board and did his calculations once again with the new model, to his utter joy, he found that all the materials that have already been bought would be apt and sufficient for the new Hanuman as well. In March 1990, Bhagawan went to Bengaluru. It was this time that Mr. A. Ramakrishna, the group general manager of Larsen & Toubro, a very large construction company, met Swami for the first time. Meeting Swami was life-changing for Mr. Ramakrishna. He was so overwhelmed with Bhagawan's love that he decided to take up constructing the Hanuman statue as an exceptional venture for his company.
Swami also at that meeting introduced some gentlemen who came there to ask for the construction of the Hanuman statue on the top of the hill. So on that day he gave him a statue. Again he materialized for him a Hanuman statue. And he told, this gentleman wants to build a big statue 70 feet high, just looking like this. So that Hanuman statue was the first job we did. And Larsen & Toubro, we designed that Hanuman statue for 70 feet height, how it should be, the reinforcement inside, the pedestal, on the top of the hill, what is the foundation. So when we designed the steel structure inside, and then to be covered with concrete and chicken mesh, and then Sathya will finish it. So on that basis, when we designed the Hanuman statue carrying hill, Sanjeevani hill, so when we designed, the size of the structural members came just like our human bone structure. That shows what we are trying to design is just imitating what is God's creation and nature's behavior. We are trying to understand and putting some calculations and trying to get at what it should be. But really the nature gives the sizes in a way indirectly. So we can always compare the structure is strong or weak even by looking at, because the nature has so many examples similar to that.
Swami asked Mr. Nilayam then to go to the L&T office and stay there for 20 days and come out with detailed drafting and drawing of the engineering design. And it is during this period that Mr. Nilayam experienced any number of instances of divine grace and intervention.
I went to the Central Designs Office of Larsen & Toubro at Chennai to prepare the detailed fabrication and erection drawings. They offered the services of a draftsman to assist me, but he was withdrawn the very next day because they needed his services for another urgent tender work for them. I was without any help for a day. Then at my request, they offered me services of another draftsman. Now, to our utter surprise, he turned out to be the correct man because the earlier draftsman was a reinforced cement concrete specialist, whereas this person is the structural steel detailer. And due to Swami's miracle, I could complete the whole job in 10 days, which would have normally taken more than 15-20 days.
So once the thorough drawings were complete, Shri Tilanayakam returned to Puttaparthi with the L&T's fabrication and erection team. Now the steel work had to begin. To facilitate this, the sculptor drew the actual size of Hanuman on a concrete floor. There was earlier a basketball court here. So the sculptor now created a two-dimensional 65 feet Hanuman on the ground, and the engineers used this drawing to measure and cut the girders. That way they ensured that there were no errors. So once the steel pieces were ready, they were moved to this spot to begin the erection work. By now it was June 1990 and Bhagawan had returned to Prasanthi Nilayam. Swami now started visiting this site almost on a daily basis, and every time he came, he would bring along with him loads of sweets, fruits, juices and gifts. His every visit would leave the workers supercharged, and work now proceeded at a brisk pace.
When we were working at the field here, at the site, one day Swami came and directed me to place the Hanuman statue on top of a pedestal and not on the ground, so that even people at the foot of the hill can see the whole Hanuman rather than the upper portion. Then I prayed to Swami, Swami, what shall be the height of the pedestal? Swami graciously placed his hand on the head and said it can be my height. I was very, very happy when Swami directed me to place the Hanuman statue on top of the pedestal. I was already planning to have a pedestal. This pedestal will solve two major issues. One is anchoring the legs, which will otherwise require breaking the rock and going deeper into that, which is extremely difficult, costly and time consuming. Now I can anchor the legs into the pedestal. Number two, we need very heavy weight to counterbalance the overturning effect of the wind forces. Now this pedestal will solve that also. Now when I already had a planning of to have the length of the pedestal as 45 feet and the width as 25 feet. Only height has to be finalized. Then I started calculating the whole thing. It came to be 5 feet 4 inches, that's the exact height of Swami. Like this, every word and act of Swami is a multi-dimensional miracle. Because of his intervention, we could save a lot of time, money and effort.
So if you think deeply about it, Bhagawan was saying, please place my devotee above me. Swami himself, as Shiva, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, actually stands below the statue of Hanuman. So Bhagavan was so emphatically declaring, if you dedicate yourself to me, I will place you above me. There were any number of instances of his indelible grace. One day, the entire scaffolding became tilted, but somehow it did not come crashing down, and not a soul was injured. The next morning, when the sculptor went to Bhagavan with gratitude pouring out of his heart, Swami said, Hanuman himself held it up. Don't worry, carry on with the work. With Hanuman's strength working behind the scenes, the work progressed smoothly, and in just 6 months, the 65 feet Hanuman was ready. It weighed 900 tons. The mace alone in the right hand of Hanuman weighed 20 tons. 150 tons of steel, 150 tons of cement, thousands of hours of dedicated work, and millions of tons of divine love had led to the evolution of this architectural marvel for mankind. Just as he had willed on the landmark occasion of his 65th birthday, a few days before November 23, 1990, Bhagawan gifted this colossus of inspiration to the huge concourse of devotees who had assembled on that historic day. Today, as you drive into Puttaparthi, from miles away, your eyes fall on this gigantic form. Similarly, as we strive on the spiritual path, this spectacular Hanuman shines forth as an ideal to emulate. With its installation, Bhagawan has reiterated gloriously that if you want to win the heart of God, be ever ready to do God's work. This is what Hanuman did, and this is what each one of us should do. Dil mein Ram, haath mein Kaam, Jai Hanuman, Jai Sai Ram.
पवन तनया संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप